Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris Olmy, and today we're here with more Motorsport Manager, and we're heading to Portugal, Tondela, for the 4th round of ERS Season 2. You can see that driver-wise, Rodriguez just a point behind Stramby in first, and Cruz rounding out the top 10, despite a couple of really bad finishes. So, you know, a couple of impressive races to get himself back in there. We're falling behind Ozu, so I'm not sure if we can make that up over the course of this season, and if we can actually manage to be number 1. So there is that to kind of wonder about for me going forward. Job very secure. We're on target though. Things are going quite well. Need to get the headquarters up, but and the car up. But apart from that, this season should be a fun one. Now we are thinking about replacing Cruz, and of course at 28 maybe Rodriguez won't last the journey up to the WMC. So the scouting facility, 2 weeks, that will mean that we can find some young drivers. As well as that, I'm kind of interested to see maybe if we can get the design center. That might be an end of season goal. Apart from that, I don't know. I don't think we can upgrade the factory. I'd kind of like to, but that amount of money is a little bit prohibitive, I feel. R&D, telemetry, test track, I mean, yeah, they'd be nice for the, the great parts we could get, but overall, no, not right now. The staff center, maybe, but probably not. And the forecasting center, it would be useful. It would be useful, but I think out of everything, a level 2 design center might actually be the better course. So let me know what you think about that. Comment section below. Have your say as always. But I'm thinking end of the season we go after that design center. At the moment we're improving the reliability of these parts, trying to keep us going in a good way. We're trying to upgrade some more parts as well. We do have a risky engine. I'm hoping that doesn't get banned out, but ultimately it doesn't matter too much. It's all about unlocking the extra parts. So we got ourselves banned on a suspension, but it means we can build a really nice suspension for the end of season to carry through to the next year. So those kind of things I think are going to be worth risky parts. So overall we should be pretty decent. We did sort out our sponsorship, so we've got all our sponsors now filled out. Old George, pretty decent sponsor there, 300 grand per race. We're going to pick up another 180 from FWK, and then 100,000 from Brutus. So overall, a little bit of money there. Van Moos, we could get big money for 3rd or above. Cupcake, if we come in first, we can earn some big money there. And then PlaySport, 7th place, 2.2 means that if we're not going to win at the United Kingdom, it's a little bit better than Vamoose and a lot easier to actually attain. So marketability is not too bad. Everything seems to be okay, and yeah, I'm very happy with the setup. Good staff, good drivers. Need to keep working on the car, need to keep developing the facilities, but overall everything seems to be in a good place. And right now you can see the money is going quite decently. So I'm just wondering, do we pull that down and save up more money? Do we save it up for the car? I think we keep it on fat stacks, I think we do. We just keep trying to get a better car next season then. But overall, I'm very happy with how things are going. So let's set on out. Now, I'm going third or above because I don't think that we're going to necessarily win most races, and we're not going to lose that much money. So third place is good. We've got the engine and everything set up for Rafa. Now, gearbox, front wing and engine are going to be useful here. So that new engine might help us out a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't get banned out. Spec part and that gearbox. So not really what we want, considering our gearboxes just aren't great, to be honest with you. But at least they're reliable. You know, the reliability of our engines are good. The reliability of the gearboxes are okay. You know, front wings, rear wings, being spec parts, they're 80. Suspensions aren't too bad. A little low, but not too bad. And the brakes are okay. So I'm glad we don't need suspension or brakes in this race, basically, because the reliability will wear out on them. Supposed to be clear for practice, clear for the race. We'll see how that goes. High tyre wear, medium fuel burn, and 19 laps, which means we kind of need to take care of things. We can't push too hard, because if we push too hard, we're going to have to make more than 2 stops, and I dislike doing that. Of course, if it rains, we're going to have to make a change. But we're into Portugal from Tondela, round 4. As I say, in a good place, but we need to catch Ozu in first. That's going to be the big challenge over the course of this season, because they are far ahead of us in terms of car, and already 11 points ahead of us in the standings. We're going to need a couple of podiums from both Cruz and Rodriguez this year to overcome that gap, because otherwise we're relying on them to maybe crash out. So we're going to go super soft. We're going to go high downforce, maybe as much as 28 to begin with, and 18. Probably going to keep those in similar positions though. Little top speed and oversteer. Yeah, definitely top speed, oversteer, and high downforce. So we're going to put him at 17 and 27. Why not? Down to 38 and 75. I think that's decent. Let's get him on super softs, and then we'll go a little bit more maybe there with Cruz to get him firmly in that green mechanic range. Maybe only 44 there, and 63. Maybe that'll be good enough to give us an idea between the two of them kind of where these setups lie. So a little bit different in both the setups. I'm going to go take this practice. I'll be back to you at the end of practice with some results. And okay, I'll bring you back for the results here, which are great poor. So Rodriguez did quite well there, so I'm just wondering if we go up to 100% gear ratios, is that going to put us in a good position? That's kind of what I'm looking for here. So 2 laps, keep him on those tires. We're going to send him out, bring him back in. Excellent, great, poor for Cruz. So no need to really mess with those two again right now. But once more, I'm just wondering if we go up to full gear ratios and just see where that works out. Not sure if it will, but we'll see. And well, will you look at that? Great, excellent, very poor. Excellent, excellent, very poor. So definitely need more acceleration, but we have sort of got ourselves into a position now where things are actually better in terms of handling, so we need to keep an eye on that. So, I mean, that's going to be right at the end of that green, isn't it? It's going to be somewhere down here. It's going to be somewhere down here. And then we move back in there to keep the handling okay. I'm going to go slightly more there. So we just send him out again. And now we do seem to got the downforce right, so we don't need to mess anything with that. The handling needs to get back where it is. Once again, I mean, that's going to be towards that end as well, so as long as we get in the right ballpark here somewhere. I think there maybe. So we should be keeping the excellence. We should be getting the very poor up. So again, we're just going to send them out, pull them right back in. This is all I do for the first few laps, because we got plenty of time to get race trim and everything. So overtake, attack, bring in, and then at the end of this lap, we'll see where they are. And that's when I'll actually run them out for race trim and tyre wear. Doesn't look like any rain is on the way. So they're just going to come round the track, back into the pits here. We're on the second garage, so slow it down. And there we go. Excellent, excellent, great. So pretty happy with that setup for cruise. 97%. I just wonder if we can go maybe a little bit more there. See if it's that side. If not, we can go that side afterwards. But right now we're going to be sending out to get our knowledge up full. So that's going to be cruise done. And excellent, great, excellent. So tiny little bit out on the handling. Not sure what I can actually do too much there. Tiny bit more in terms of understeer. So that might net us all 3 excellence there. Again, the in-out testing is kind of done, so let's just go and see what they do on the track. So we're currently sitting in 19th and 20th, of course, because we don't have any lap times. And that's kind of interesting, but that's kind of where it is. So along this back straight, we'll start moving them up. And then around here, overtake, attack. And let's see what they can do. They've both got clear air in front of them. Rodriguez is ahead of Cruz in a better car, so that should materialize with clean air for both drivers. And this should now see where we get in terms of the race itself. Rodriguez moves up in a second. Cruz sits in 7th. Not a great run for Cruz. Now Rodriguez, is he going to get held up by any of these cars at the end of this lap? I think he might do, ever so slightly. Then again, maybe not. So it's slightly worse for him. And slightly worse there for Cruz. So we're going to just keep pushing all the way around this last lap. Rodriguez might have a chance here. We've got race trim level 3 and tyres level 3. Rodriguez down to 3rd and yeah, down to 4th. Not great, not great. He still has a little bit of a gap ahead of him. So as long as he can come through here, he might have a chance. There we go, he does improve, but it's not enough. So we're going to pit with both our drivers, fit them up with new tyres, and see how we go. Now I could do intermediates or something like that, but I don't think it's going to rain I don't feel there's much point in that. So our setups are probably going to be pretty good here. There we go. Excellent across the board. That's what I like to see. So we started with 2 greats and a poor. We didn't go the right way on the speed when we changed it. We moved into excellent handling though with Rodriguez. Then we lost that but gained excellent in both of the categories. And now we are finally able to move into excellence everywhere. 98%, that is fine. We don't need to do anything crazy. 6 minutes. Brand new tyres. Let us send him out. And push. No, just attack, overtake. Why not? And he's on good. Why are you on good? So I went the wrong way. That's interesting. So where do I want to be? I want to be near the P, maybe. See, that's going to be too much, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder if that's going to kick us out of excellent. That's going to be the question. But it might just be enough to push this into excellent. So that's what we're going to go for. Send out Rodriguez there. High overtakes and hope they can find some clean air along the way. Looks like Rodriguez might just be good enough there. Depends on what the few cars that are actually coming out the pits now do. So we'll see how that goes. We do sit now in 4th and 7th. Decent there by Rodriguez to get past one. Costa there up into 1st with a great little run. Rodriguez avoiding people a little bit here on his flying lap. But it's not going to be enough. Now, can he avoid that traffic jam ahead of him? That's going to be a big question with 3 minutes left on the clock. See how competitive we can be. Can we pull that down? And the answer is no. We're a full second behind where we should be. So that's probably the tyre wear. So let's try and sort out the tyre temperatures, see if that helps us out. Push the car, but try and bring the tyres back down. I don't think it's going to be enough. So there we go. Cruz will fill out his meter though at great. Rodriguez sticks at high. He's not going to improve. No, he's not. So he just went slower and slower as time went on. So I think does Cruz. Actually improved on that last lap a little bit from the one before, but not the best in terms of practice there, in terms of the results. But we've got setups that should be able to win. So you see Ozu 1 and 2. You got Dufa there, who's a great little driver. So we're going to figure out what we are doing here in the race. Really hoping that the parts don't fall on us. 2 stops mean that we're going to be tight on fuel maybe. It's not supposed to rain, so I'm not going to take pit stop legend or push it to the limit. I'd rather have the car more competitive. And there we go. We did get that into excellent. So very happy there. Let's get that tyre set on. We've got 8 laps of fuel there. And then 8 laps of fuel there. I mean, both are on 98%. I'm pretty happy with that. That all worked out. We need to get third or above to net us 1.2 million. And we need one of our drivers to finish ahead of both Ozus, and both drivers to finish ahead of one of Ozus. That's what I think we are. So Cruz will start in about 21st, I believe it'll be. And no, not 21st, 11th and 19th, isn't it? So Cruz 11th and 19th. So Stromby is there. Dufer, gonna be tough to pass. Some good drivers there around Cruz. I'm not sure what kind of start he can get from the middle of the pack. 5 red lights. Not a great start by Cruz, and Liao will move up into 11th place there. And he's down into 13th. Pretty bad there. Dufer does get passed by Rodriguez. He's got an eye on Maury in 17th, but may not be able to get there. Cruz with a nice move up into 12th, but back down immediately. So up into 15th from Rodriguez, and a nice move there from Cruz, putting him there. But look at that. Oh. And it's Cruz who did it. It's Cruz who did it, and we're all the way around the track from the pits. So allow your teammates come through, get in that pit, get yourself some new tyres, you might as well. We'll refuel and we fix that out. Try a fast pit stop. You're going to come out in last place, but yeah, you let Rafa through you. No action taken, which is good. But that kind of hurts us. So put him back onto race for now. I think we move on with Rafa. Up into push. Maybe medium fuel at this stage, because I don't think we need to be going crazy just now. So we'll see how that works out. Good, great. What we like to see from Cruz. So back up into overtake now, because we're going to drop down the order otherwise. That's gonna suck, and we're gonna drop down the order anyway. Nice move by Mora and Mori and from Dufer, which is a bit of a shame. Up in the 13th though, 13th and 19th. Looks like Liao is almost a full lap behind there. No rain, no water on the track. It's what we like to see. Now we got 3 laps left before I want to pit with Rodriguez. So let's keep going round. Let's try and push through. Got some people here on soft tyres that are wearing okay versus these tyres that wear on the super softs. I'm just wondering, is now the time? I think now might be the time. I think now might be the time to pit. Yeah, now might be the time to pit. Gonna hold off on that gearbox. We're gonna hold off on that gearbox. So people come into that pit, same as us, good and good. We're gonna come out there in 18th place, just ahead of Cruz, which is pretty terrible, to be fair. But a bunch of other people are gonna be similar to us, I think. Keep those tire temperatures in a good place. And then we're going to come in with Cruz here for his lap. His second pit stop. Let's see if we can get up where we need to be with Cruz. Currently sitting in 15th. That's not bad. He does have a pit stop to make, however. So he's going to drop down a little bit. That's okay. And there we go. So he comes out, and I want to go push and overtake, because he's going to have a bit of clear air in front of him. Whereas overtake mode now, to try and get in and amongst these people. Oh, what a nice move that is up the inside. And again, pretty nice. Looks like 10th place is gonna pit. We don't need to just yet. We're gonna come around there as well. Gearbox looks a bit dodgy. Okay, let's save some of those tires a little bit. So kind of need to nurse this fuel out just a little bit to get my pit strategy correct. We face a real battle here though for trying to get up into the top 3. I'm not sure how well we are gonna be able to do that. And tire temperatures really down, so let's conserve the tires. Or actually, we're coming in on this lap, aren't we? Yeah, we're coming in on this lap. So up in a 7th, we'll get our new tires. Let's get our fuel all the way up. No, let's get the fuel down to there. We're going to have to fix that gearbox, sadly. And that's going to put us in a really bad place. I think that's going to put us in a really, really bad place. So now you can go nuts as well, Cruz. Because I think I want to bring you in this lap as well. 6 laps, 6.28. I think that's going to be good enough. You don't need to do anything there though, and you can risk a fast one. So when Cruz comes through on his next lap to pit, I think we'll be in a good spot. So 6 laps of fuel, that, and that are okay. Yeah, mistake on the tires, that's not great. I mean, that's really, really not great. 11th place for Cruz. Let's try and get in overtake mode coming into the pits here. Neutral overtake. And there we go. So we're back out in 13th and 15th. And let's see how that works out for us. I mean, it could work out. It might work out. I don't know. Is that going to go up tire temperatures as well for Cruz? Looks like all the way up to 4th are fairly bunched up at times, and a couple of people ahead of us might want to be going crazy as well. And I've got a phone call, so bear with me. Okay then. Let's see how we can finish off this race. I mean, might be decent, might not be. Really don't know. I think we're gonna just have to kill the tires and hope that a bunch of these cars just don't make it around the course. I mean, Engine's looking dodgy. That engine and that gearbox looking dodgy. I mean, we gotta go kind of all out here, haven't we? Although Rodriguez does need to save fuel. Badly needs to save fuel. We need to get round this course, and I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to do it. That is a terrible race. Not a bad result. Don't know how to break this, do you, Rafa? That is a bad result. And what a terrible, terrible, terrible finish. 16th and 12th, I mean, we wanted so much more. We wanted so much more, but that's kind of what I expected, to be fair. It's a course I don't like, and the moment I knew that we were going to be in issues, then I figured that yeah, as soon as the parts were needing fixing and everything, I figured that everything would have to be that way. It said we didn't get a punishment, but we received a drive-through penalty apparently there. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So we move back in the championship a little bit. Cruz falls down to 2 places there, and Garuda leapfrog us badly, puts us back in the 3rd place, which is okay. That's where the chairman wants us for this season, but I was really hoping to compete right at the top, and it might not be the case this season. So our first truly bad race. The first race wasn't great. The second race, 3rd race, we stepped up and did okay. This one, just, yeah, not great. But we don't lose much money. That's the main thing there. That's the upside. But it does mean that we've got a lot of work to do now over the last 11, so that's what, 7 races left in this season. We've got Ardennes in Belgium. That looks to be an interesting one. Then down to Munich, Guildford, Tondela again, Milan, Black Sea, and then we end in Cape Town. So, not the best. Really not the best. Pit stop training. Okay. Mechanics pit stop strategy +2. I mean, what are they on at the moment? Gosselin be up to a 16 and 19 there for Parker. I mean, we can really, we could use that. So we're not going to pay the full 500 grand anyway. So yeah, if we do that, then not drivers, staff. Now Kai Gosling with the 16, Billy Parker up to a 90. Look at that. Loving to see that. Bit of pit stops getting on there. Yes sir, yes sir, let's get it on. 11th or above 300 grand. I mean, whew. 1st place, 3rd place, 11th might not be in for that. Anything else? Not really anything fun. Car repairs are finished. Let's take a look now at our parts once again. Just making sure that 60s, 70s, 80s, 60s, 80s. And we're going to work on a suspension, so we don't need to work on that one. So we're okay there. Let's take a look at that suspension then. In that case, what have we got here? I mean, that would need to be worked on a lot, but that would be a big, big point. 197 there. 197 there, but the performance would be up. And that one would be interesting. So yeah, I think we're going to throw that money at a new suspension. That's the one thing that we kind of badly need. As soon as that's made, of course, we will throw up with the whole thing of changing stuff. So 10th or above, 400 per race, 800 up front. For the sake of an extra 100,000, if we do need to take that over that, I mean, and it's only 4 races, so I'm going to get that money, put us back over $1 million in the bank. Kind of pays for the new part in some way. So yeah, that new suspension will get us past the problems stage, where, you know, we're pretty much expecting ourselves to finish the races at that point. So scouting facility is done over there, so that is good to see. And there are new people to be scouted. So Carlos Pino, he's fuel hungry, okay, but he's good at feedback and a truck racing champion. So he could be interesting. I mean, he could be interesting. Him versus Rodriguez. So what he gains, he loses, and gains back again and loses again, and consistency is over Rafa's way, which is okay, but then that feedback is huge. He does burn more fuel. I mean, that could be kind of an interesting one. So if we get promoted, someone like him could be an interesting option. Who else is there? 19-year-old. Okay. Alexia Pernay. She's a chaser, so when in second, she gets really, really good. She does hate leading. She wouldn't want to join us anyway, but I don't think I'd go for her right now as things stood. So that's those guys. You could be decent. Let's scout you out. Cascani, nope. So just want to check all these drivers that might be good, and oh my gosh, Barnaby White again doesn't want to join us right now, but that could be a really interesting option for the future. Chica Balcazar could be decent, nice youngster. Bertuzzi, no. So I'm kind of looking for someone here with decent feedback and other decent skills. So there are some downsides to a couple of these drivers, but they do have some of the stuff I am looking for. It's Murphy. I mean, she's in the top end of her skills. She could be really good. So maybe see, we're getting ourselves quite a few options here. It's the beauty of that scouting department, is being able to unlock a whole bunch of new drivers. No, I was half tempted there for a second, but the downsides of some of these drivers are just too much to contemplate. Now, if those are 3.7s instead of 3.4s for braking, cornering, overtaking, that might be interesting. And I kind of want to see it with some of these youngsters anyway. Maybe, just maybe, there's a few diamonds in the rough here. Didn't mean to do that. We'll do that. So we're down the bottom of the list, and feedback 16 to 20. Cypriot Zoizurva. Wow. So is that Zoizurva? Zoizurva? She would be interested. Okay, so could get this one as a youngster. She's gonna want some money, more than likely. Not sure we can do that right now, but she could be a good third driver. So let's get all that scouting up and done. We need to save money now. We've got the car working out quite well. We save some money, we can start working on maybe getting design level 2. If we save a ton of money, then you know I'm going to go for factory level 3, because that's just going to be so much better for us. So let's go check out the car and improve parts. So 84, that 83, that 83 there. Any of these anywhere near done? Not really. I mean, those are all okay. Let's start afresh here then. Last thing to do before we get things sorted. Definitely both of those upgraded, and yeah, crews will have that part, so that's good. Those two are okay. Those two are okay. Those two are okay. Definitely want to improve that part and get the reliability up, because it's the engine. I do like reliable engines, so let's get that part in the mix as well. So 6 there. There's 8 here. Or there's 5 there. So there's not too much to upgrade in terms of Cruise's parts right now. So if we want to upgrade the performance, we might as well just upgrade that gearbox then. And then reliability wise, I think we just go with that at the moment. Let's get that suspension up. It's going to be 5 days after the race, so we'll take a look at scouting. Nicola Strambi, and that is Ozo's main driver. Sim racing enthusiast, okay. He's got a dodgy neck, but those are quite nice for him. Smooth breaker. So overall, that's pretty decent in terms of driving. You can see as well what he's paid, and yeah, higher feedback, and that might be a bit more tempting, but it's not going to be anything we want to do. Raphael's birthday. Let's get his morale down, because the morale will come back up. Slick tires. Okay, second highest. So I definitely want higher performing tires. So let's see. Maury's hated by the mechanics. New vote. So let's see. Normal width. So high budgets versus low budgets. This is probably going to go through, and I wouldn't mind this going through, so I'm just going to abstain. And you know, I think that's the best part here, is that we can actually keep things going. It's actually rejected. Very close though, and I don't want to be doing that. So excellent. That's fine. Absolutely fine. about to travel to Ardennes. So let's have a look at this part now. 79 suspension, and that's what we want to see. So we definitely want these engines being worked on to get those up. Those are going to be important along the way. Then I guess those two suspensions we want to get worked up. And everything else will be over 80% reliability, and that puts us in the place where we can actually make a bit of an impact at times. Let's get him up and running. He's got a better part, but that's a minus 18, and that's a +1, so pretty much the same as we were. That's gonna be okay. And yeah, I'm fairly happy with how we're setting up. So let me know what you think. We have got a bit of a risk of rule breaking here on the engine and on the suspension. That's not great, to be fair. That's not great. So let's give Cruz that risky part and give Rodriguez this risky part. So we're not stacking up. It also means Cruz is a little bit more competitive, but it's not much of a decrease for Rodriguez, and he gets a little bit more reliability. And I think overall I'll be happy with that. So there we go. That's where we're going to set things up. Again, 3rd or above. We'll make some money if we hit it. If we don't hit it, then as you saw last time, for a 12th and 16th we lost 25 grand. So really, Vamoose is a great sponsor for us right now. But yeah, it looks like heavy rain in the race, clear in practice, which means I'm likely going to go for the race trim level 3 and the pit stop bonuses for Cruz. And Rodriguez, of course, has got no red zone. So that's going to be an interesting one. We'll see how that goes. Until then, though, guys, thanks very much for watching. Bit of a long episode. I hope you're enjoying, though. A lot of setup in this video, as well as watching practice, which I normally cut out. A couple of races in the past video. But, yeah. Let me know in the comment section below how you think we're going to do in Belgium. What do you think of those young drivers we're scouting? And what about giving the part there, giving the engine to Cruz? It's not going to be too much difference, I think, in terms of performance. But getting that both band parts away from Rodriguez, so he's only got one and then Cruz has the other. Do you think that's going to work out, or do you not think that's going to work out? Let me know, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Y'all take care, and I'll see you back here in Belgium for some more Predator racing in the ERS. Bye, guys.